I think we're actually going to turn a little bit inward today. Our word of the week, which I completely forgot yesterday. I'm so proud of myself that I only forgot once in the entire month of July. The word of the week is relax. So if you're doing the Virgin Pulse points, your word is relax. And taking that to heart, we're going to start on our backs. So come on down onto your back. And actually just keep your knees bent and your feet on the mat. And if you're a little bit tight through the outer hips typically, I want you to walk your feet a little bit wider on the mat and let the knees knock together. So it's going to be a little intense when you first start, but it'll help in the long run, I promise. And just let your knees kind of knock together, close your eyes. And you can bring your hands to your belly if you like to tune into your breath, or if you don't need that extra aid with the breath, you can just let your hands come down by your side. So whatever feels the most delightful to you here. We're going to take about 7 or 8 rounds of breath and just let the back settle using gravity. So I want you to relax the shoulders. Let them be heavy. Let the natural curve of the spine kind of guide you into your pressure points on your mat. And then just notice how you start to show up in this shape. So does it feel unnatural to have that curve in the spine? Perhaps you notice the pressure is greater on one side of the body than the other. A lot of different things can show up when you're nice and still. Relax through the jaw. Relax behind the eyes. Relax any muscles that you're not needing to use right now. And since the floor has literally got your back, you don't need anything. Last 2 rounds of breath here. Let your legs be a little bit heavier. And then let's go ahead and heel toe the feet towards each other. Put the soles of the feet together and let the knees splay out. Find your way to your Baddha Konasana, your bound ankle shape. And then bring your hands up behind your head, fingertips touching just behind this base of the head, and start to work your way over towards the left here. So creating a little curve in the spine. So you're a couple little triangles, right? Or diamonds, I guess. Your feet are creating one diamond shape, and your hands, your elbows are creating another diamond shape. And there's a little crunch in the left side body as you open up through the right side body. So both arms, both shoulders are on the mat here. And if you notice that right hip pulled up, just go ahead and back out of it a little bit so that that right hip is on the mat. So then lifting the head, heart, and shoulders just enough so that you can go over to the other side. We're taking the stretch the other way. Interlacing the fingers gives you just a little bit more traction to open up through that left arm. Softening through the belly, feeling the ribs open. And then coming back through center. So using your hands, releasing them from behind your head, bringing them to the outsides of your legs, pull your knees in and give them a nice big hug. So just an easy, gentle rocking side to side. Maybe taking some circles with the hips so that you can get a nice lower back massage. That feels kind of good. And then go ahead and let that left leg reach out nice and long. Pull that right leg in and give it a nice tug here. So pulling the leg just to the outside of the ribs, and you could take some ankle circles here, spreading the toes, just kind of gently opening up here. And then pulling that knee back in towards center so it's aligned, and then lift that foot straight up towards the ceiling, almost the sky, straight up towards the ceiling. And then if you didn't already, take those ankle circles and point and flex the feet. Just kind of feeling it out. Feels kind of good. And then cross the ankle over the knee, reach between the hole in the legs, and interlace the fingers on the outside of the shins. So sometimes these classes that we do more stretching and less flowing are really good for recovery if you go for long walks or have a more intense workout regimen throughout the week. Puppy has a squeaky toy at the top of the stairs. Go ahead and release that foot down. Pull both knees in, and then just notice if there's a difference from one side to the other. So already one side, your right side, is starting to feel more loose, more accessible. Reach that right leg nice and long and pull the left knee in. Give it a little tug. Notice what shows up as you manipulate the ankle. Maybe spreading the toes. And then go ahead and align that knee with the hip there and stretch that left leg nice and long. Take those little flex, circle, kind of wiggle and shake. Wiggle and shake. We're going to cross that left ankle over the right knee. If it's too much to reach between the legs, you can just grab them behind. If you need a little bit more, you're going to grab onto the shin. Take any kind of movements here that feel good. So if this is really showing up in your knee, the more you flex through that foot, so pull those toes back towards the knee, the more it protects the knee. Perfect. All right, let's go ahead and release that. We're gonna rock and roll until we come up to a seated shape. So finding your way to a nice long seat. I think we did this one yesterday. It's always a good one though. We're going to reach the legs nice and long down the mat, pull the toes back towards you, and then lift up through the shoulders. So I want you to root your sit bones down. And if you can't feel those bony bones, just rock side to side until you get the flesh out from underneath and then root down. We're going to reach up nice and long, a little bit different than how we did yesterday. So reaching up super long, interlace the fingers and hinge with the flat back towards the feet. So you're going to reach your forward fold probably about 10 degrees into it. So this is not a deep fold, especially first thing in our practice. Reach the fingers nice and long. That'll help you with the length. Once you find your deepest fold, you'll know because you feel it up the back of the leg. Just let the fingertips come down on the outsides of your ankles, your shins, or wherever it is that you can get to. And then perhaps tucking the chin. Feel the length up the back of the neck, right from the base of the skull, all the way down, probably to about between the shoulder blades, maybe if you're really tense, all the way down into the hip area. And then try to relax into this pose. As you find a little bit of relaxation, you can melt a little deeper, maybe fold a little bit more. Just about 2 more rounds of breath here. Using your hands, pulling yourself back up. We're going to take a nice gentle twist now. So bringing your right leg across the top, and then if you can, scooching that left knee behind you. So let me turn so that you can see. So we're just taking this eagle leg or Gomukhasana, right? Cow face. And then from here, we're just going to reach the arms up towards the sky, bend your left elbow and either grab onto that elbow with your hand. So we're holding onto the left elbow with your right hand. Or if you're really stretchy, you might reach around behind and grab onto the fingers from behind. But that's a little intense for first thing this morning. And now from here, we're going to twist over towards the right. So release the left arm, reach them both back up towards the sky, twist towards the right and hook that elbow over the right. Yes, right knee. Right hand comes behind you. Whatever you want to do with the hand here, you can take your little mudra, you can grab onto your foot, you can wrap it around the front of the knee. And just look behind you. So with that little arm opener before we twisted, you might be able to get a little bit deeper into this shape. And then go ahead and unravel, unwind, unravel everything. So extend the legs out nice and long, give them a nice shake. Nice little tap out. And then we're going the other way. Left leg is going to be on top. So cross that left leg over, root down through your sit bones, right foot folds beneath. And then you're going to reach both arms up, bend the right arm, grab onto the elbow. And enjoy that stretch first. Maybe enjoy is not quite where we're at, right? This one's intense. And then if it's in your practice, sometimes I can get one side and not the other. And it's always fun to try and see where we're at. And then just back out of it if it's too much. And then reach both arms back up. Maybe look up to reset the head. Set the right elbow outside the left knee and look behind. Just looking out over that back shoulder. So you're trying to look as far left as you can with your right eye. That'll help you really work into the eyes. Beautiful. And then go ahead and unwind, unravel. And we're just going to make your way, release your leg. Let the head fall down. And we're going to move through this with intention, right? So I want you to really focus on each pose. Lift through the shoulders. Zip the belly up and in, and then as you exhale,
deepen into the pose. One more time, inhale to engage. So see what you can make stronger, pushing the heels towards the mat, pushing the fingertips in, lifting up through the belly, and then exhale, relax into the pose, deepen into it. Wherever your feet are, walk them out so they're just a tiny bit wider than your hips so that you have a really nice base. Root down through all four corners of the feet, and we're going to reverse swan dive. So bring your hands out to the side, reach all the way up. Take a nice big open good morning stretch at the top, and then hands come to heart center. This is our home base. So maybe bringing your thumbs to your sternum, spreading your fingers wide, pull the belly up and in, drop the tailbone down, and maybe rock a little forward and back on the toes. Feel how it feels for you today. How is it showing up for you here? All right, we're going to flow just a little bit, nice and gently. Sweep the arms nice and wide and look all the way up. And then drag the hands, exhale all the way down. Paying attention to the breath and the movement. Inhale for a half lift. This is a half sun salute here. Exhale to melt down into your forward fold. Inhale, sweeps the arms wide and reaches all the way up. Press palms together, hands drag down heart center. Last time through. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. And then sweep the arms, root to rise all the way up. Press palms together. Hands come to heart center. These sun salutes really work to kind of work out all the kinks in your body first thing. I try to do a couple every morning just to kind of get going. It really works. All right, we're going to add on a little bit. Still a nice gentle flow. Inhale, reach wide. Inhale up. Exhale, turn the palms away. Swan dive down. Fold. Inhale, half lift. On your exhale, we're stepping the right foot back gently. Bring the right knee to the mat, and then your hands come to either the left knee or reach all the way up for your Anjani. Now, if you really enjoyed that stretch before we did in the arm, you can bend the left elbow and use the right hand to help you pull that elbow towards the head. If you need the balance, the hands can stay up overhead or on either side. Whatever works for you. Next, exhale, both hands are coming down either side of that front foot. We're stepping forward into that forward fold. Feet are hip width, melt over the legs. So now you know where we're going. Root to rise, sweep the arms all the way up. Press palms together. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, left foot steps back, left knee comes to the mat, reach all the way up. So if you did the stretch on the other side, bend that right elbow, bring the left hand to the elbow, trying to pat yourself on the back in between your shoulder blades. One more breath here. Maybe releasing the mind, looking up. On your exhale, hands come down either side of that front foot. Step forward, forward fold, wide stance, and then inhale, lift all the way up. And press palms together. We're going to go through one more time, a little bit faster with the breath, but still being very attentive to each pose. Inhale, rise all the way up, press the palms together. Exhale, drag the hands down as you fold over the legs, bending the knees as deeply as you need to. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, right foot comes back. It's just one breath. Exhale the knee down. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, settle into the pose. Nice. Inhale, hands come to the mat. Exhale, lift the knee. And then inhale, step forward, melt over the legs. Reach all the way back up. And then let's go to the other side, fold all the way down. Nice half lift, draw in your breath. On your exhale, we're stepping all the way back, reach the arms up. Oops, falling over. Nice, exhale, hands down, lift the knee, inhale, and then step forward. Root to rise all the way up. Press palms together, hands to heart center. All right, one more time through, adding on a little bit differently here. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold down. Nice. Inhale, half lift. Have to open up the hips. Left foot is stepping back this time. Right knee stays bent into a nice gentle warrior two. So if you're still waking up this morning, your warrior two is going to be very high so that you can open the hips out. If you've already got some activity in this morning, you'll be a little bit lower in this shape. Arms reach out, looking out over the front hand. We're going to be here for 3 breaths. Relax your shoulders. This very traditional series of sun salutes is meditative in itself, and you can just work through these on your own, however the poses come to you. There's no right or wrong. Last breath. Windmill the hands down either side of that front foot. Turn so that you're on the toes of that left foot, and then maybe a couple steps forward, melt over the leg. Inhale, root to rise, sweep the arms all the way up, press palms together. Exhale, fold straight back down. Inhale, half lift. And then stepping back with that right foot, taking this warrior two nice and gentle to the other side. If you don't like the whole windmill thing, you can just find your way up and then sink into the shape. So both sides will not be the same. Maybe you're a little bit higher in this stance. Maybe you have more room on the side so you can open up deeper. Relax your shoulders. Look forward. If you have something shiny to look at, make sure your wrists are in line. One more breath. And then melt the hands down to the mat. We're going to step back and then come all the way into our child's pose. So knees close together on this one. We're just going to drape the body over the legs and bring the forehead either to the mat, or if you're still feeling a little tender through the lower back, you can stack your hands and place your forehead on your fists. So whatever works for you here, just melt into the shape. We're going to be here for about 5 or 6 rounds of breath. Last 2 breaths. See if you can find more relaxation in this pose. Settle hips towards heels, dropping head to hand. Relaxing your shoulders. And then looking forward, walking the hands forward and coming all the way down onto your belly. So sliding back. To start with, we're just going to bring your forearms in front of you, bend the knees, and then just let the feet kind of sway side to side. So every single 5 and 6-year-old on the planet does this without thinking, but then you don't do it for 40 years and it becomes a bigger deal. So just kind of take it gently from side to side. Nice. 3. And then just 2 more.
And then come back to center. Bring the tops of the feet down to the mat. Keep them about mat width. And let's find our way into a modified Sphinx pose. So just walking the hands underneath you. So the forearms are, your elbows are bent and your hands are reaching the opposite elbow. So if I wanted to, I could reach and grab my right elbow with my left hand gets the right elbow. That's how you know that it's the right width, because you can grab onto that elbow. And then try to stack the elbow underneath your shoulder. You can push down into the mat from here and lift the heart. So this is the modification for Sphinx pose if your shoulders are the limiting factor typically. If this pose is really just not doing anything for you, you can come into the traditional Sphinx pose, but really aiming at the lower back here, or mid to lower back. Nice. Keep lifting the heart. That means lifting the chin, pulling the belly button up off the mat. So you're almost suspended between the pubic bone and the elbows here. So those are really the only 2 points of contact in the mat for your upper body. Your thighs are on the mat, the tops of your feet are on the mat, knees may or may not be on the mat. Good, another 3, 2, 1, nice. And then go ahead and release the arms first. Walk them out nice and long, and then just come on down to your belly. Let your forehead rest on your hands and relax onto the mat here. So it should be relief for the back. And then if you feel awkward in this position and want to flip, because we're coming to our back, if you want to flip around, or you could just roll over onto your back, however you want to get there. That was probably my least graceful turnover ever. And then bring your feet to the mat, knees point towards the sky. We're going to take a nice gentle twist here. Legs fall over towards the right. Again, bringing those hands behind the head, interlacing the fingers, and just binding the shoulders to the mat here. Now let everything go here and relax to the cadence of your breath. So no breath technique, we're just going to let it come and go as it will. Relax your shoulders. If you notice there's tension because the fingers are bound, you can release the hands into cactus arms overhead. As you start to work a little deeper into this pose, you might bring that right foot on top of the left knee and create a little bit more resistance in that stretch. And then unraveling, unhook that foot. You can keep the hands where they are as long as you have the room to move here, and then just come back through center. So maybe adjusting, wiggling. And then we're going to the other side. So your feet are planted hip width, and the knees just fold over towards the left. If you tried it on the other side and you enjoyed that, you can bring the foot to the top of the knee.
And then go ahead and unwind, unravel, bring those legs back, bring the hands around the shins, maybe rock and roll a little side to side. And let's find our way towards our Shavasana shape, reaching the legs nice and long down the mat. Maybe stretching the arms overhead because it feels good, right? And then you can stay here with the arms overhead, or you can bring them down by your side, closing your eyes, letting your shoulders be heavy. Melting into this shape. So literally becoming a puddle on your mat, sinking deeply onto the floor. Begin to become more aware of your place on the mat, the place of your mat in the room, just noticing the sensations, the sights, the sounds, things that are going around you. Adding little movement to fingers and toes. Working your way towards one side or the other and pausing there, whichever side. Right side is energizing. Using your hands to help you, coming back, coming to your comfortable seat. Any seat that you can hold for our meditation, which might be a little prolonged, longer than we're used to. So any comfortable seat. You can sit up on a block, you can find a pillow. When you arrive at your seat, just find stillness. So take a breath or two, get all the wiggles out, and then find stillness, which was originally the purpose of the asana of yoga, or the movement of yoga, was to allow yogis to sit for hours at a time without moving. That was the goal. So they did all the shapes and the asana, the practice, so that they could meditate. So find a comfortable position for your hands, either in your lap or stacking the left palm on top of the right with the thumbs touching. Let your shoulders roll back and down.
close your eyes if they're not already. And take a few moments to breathe. Just it can help you to find your way to stillness. If your breath is rapid, your body will be in a heightened state. If your breath is relaxed, your body will be in a relaxed state. So your key to relaxation is to control the breath. That's why we use it as a tool in our meditation and our mindfulness practice. Now working to elongate the breath, so slowing down the breath just a tiny bit more. I want you to press a little bit longer into the exhale, so feeling like you're wringing out your lungs. And then just let the natural inhale happen. So whatever the inhale is, let it be. Don't force it, don't try to control it. Of course, I say that and you instantly do. And then exhale. Each time we exhale, we're going to wring out the exhale. And then just let the inhale happen. We'll do this 5 more times, just like that. When you come to the exhale, wring it out. And then just breathe on the inhale. Now release the technique breath. So just let your breath come and go. No forcing the exhale, no forcing the inhale. And spend the next several breaths just noticing your breath. So it'll take a few rounds to just notice it first. And then fall into a pattern. And then once you do, just notice the cadence of that breath. Is your breath long and steady? Is it short and choppy? Maybe it's unsteady. Maybe you can't quite fall into a rhythm. That's okay. Just observe. Now moving a little deeper, away from the breath and inward towards how you're feeling, how you're showing up right now. How are you feeling in this moment? How does it connect with what you were noticing in your breath? Anytime your mind drifts away to some physical sensation, bring it back and turn it into how you're actually feeling. Not physically, but you're feeling feelings. And then without attachment to that
feeling, just let it be. Let it sit there. It's okay. Whatever it is, it's very valid. Whatever you're feeling. Try not to attach anything to it. I just did yoga, so I should feel X. Or there's no reason for me to feel Y. Trust me, there's always a reason. Just let it be. Be okay with what it is. Kind of steep in it. Relax into it. We have more default negative feelings than positive feelings. So we have to actually work at experiencing the positive. And it's okay, just let it be. Now bringing your awareness back to your breath, I'd like you to take a nice big inhale, sit up nice and tall, and then open your mouth and sigh out that exhale. You can keep your eyes closed if you like, just sigh out that exhale. 3 more times. Inhale, lifting up through the crown of the head. Open the mouth and sigh out that exhale. Last one here. Inhale. And as you exhale, consider the mantra, I am completely at peace. Bringing hands to heart center if you choose. Maybe bringing this breath work, this feeling of relaxation with you throughout the rest of your day. Thank you for joining me on the mat today, ladies. Have a fabulous rest of your afternoon. Stay dry. Namaste.